the right thing, challenge your own Chancellor and take some of your colleagues with you.
I have said that we're going to do things differently. We're going to tell the truth, even when they are hard truths.
Imagine this: generations of British farmers, who've toiled the land for centuries, now face losing their family farms, not because of poor harvests or market crashes, but because of a single government policy. The Labour government's new inheritance tax on farms worth over £1 million has sparked national outrage, with thousands of farmers protesting what they call a death sentence for rural Britain. But here's the shocking part: it's not just about farms. This decision threatens the very backbone of our food supply, our rural economy, and the heritage that built this nation. Why is the government turning its back on the people who feed us? And more importantly, what can we do to stop it? Do you believe this tax is fair? Should families be forced to sell their land just to pay the government? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share, because if we don't speak up now, who will? Let's break this down. The Labour government recently introduced an inheritance tax targeting farms valued over £1 million. While this might sound like it only affects the wealthy, the truth is far more disturbing. Farmland prices have skyrocketed in recent years, not because farmers are raking in cash, but because of market dynamics. A family farm that once struggled to break even could now be worth millions on paper, even if the family can barely pay the bills. Under the new policy, when a farmer passes away, their heirs could face massive tax bills, forcing them to sell portions of the land or the entire farm just to pay the government. According to the National Farmers Union (NFU), this policy could lead to the closure of thousands of family-run farms, devastating rural communities and driving up food prices. During a heated debate at Westminster Hall, Conservative MP Graham Stewart did something unexpected. He interrupted Labour MP Ben Goldsboro to challenge his party's stance.
Thank you very much. I beg to move that this House is considered e-petition 700138 relating to inheritance tax relief for working farms. It's a pleasure to serve under your chairship, Sir Edward. To date, the petition in question has received just shy of 150,000 signatures, a mark of strength of feeling that exists about this proposed policy change. The petitioners argue that, and I quote, "changing inheritance tax relief for agricultural land will devastate farms nationwide, forcing families to sell land and assets just to stay on their property." I want to put on record my thanks for the diligent staff of the Petitions Committee, who have secured for me, as a representative of the petitioners, meetings with the NFU, the CLA, the Tax Policy Associates, the Institute for Fiscal Studies and the Rural Accountancy Group. As a Member of Parliament for the rural constituency in South Norfolk, which is formed of a patchwork quilt of farms, I am honoured to lead this debate, and in doing so to give a voice to the farmers in my constituency who have contacted me to share their thoughts about the planned changes to inheritance tax on agricultural businesses. I will give way.
I'm grateful to the honourable gentleman giving way. In 2012, there was a proposal, which my right honourable friend and I certainly opposed by the then Chancellor, to impose VAT on static caravans. It was clearly wrong when you looked into it. Will the honourable gentleman do the right thing, represent his rural constituents and recognise that this ruinous policy will not only destroy family farms across the country, it'll put up food prices and worsen our national energy security? Do the right thing, challenge your own Chancellor and take some of your colleagues with you.
I thank the honourable member for his intervention at 1 minute 26. I'll try and get through my speech so you can hear what I'm about to say.
Graham Stewart didn't mince words. He compared this policy to a disastrous 2012 proposal to impose VAT on static caravans, an idea that was quickly scrapped after public outrage. This ruinous policy will not only destroy family farms across the country, Stewart warned, it'll put up food prices and worsen our national food security. Do the right thing, challenge your own Chancellor. His words echoed the sentiments of thousands of farmers and supporters who feel betrayed by the very government meant to protect them. So, How has the Labour government responded? Official statements claim the tax will generate much-needed revenue for public services. But critics argue this is a short-sighted move that overlooks the long-term damage to the agricultural sector. When pressed about the impact on small family farms, the Labour Chancellor remained vague, offering no clear exemptions or relief for those most affected. Transparency, accountability, nowhere to be found, but it doesn't have to end this way. Many are calling for a reformed inheritance tax that takes into account the unique challenges faced by agricultural farmers, offering relief or exemptions for working farms. Other countries, like France, have implemented tiered inheritance taxes that protect family-owned farms, ensuring they stay within families while still contributing to public coffers. Petitions are already circulating, with over 150,000 signatures demanding change. Farmers' unions are organising protests, and community groups are rallying in support. Meet Sarah and Tom, third-generation farmers from Norfolk. Their farm, passed down through their family, is now at risk. "We're land rich but cash poor," Sarah explains. "If this tax goes through, we'll have no choice but to sell the farm my grandfather built from nothing." Stories like Sarah and Tom's are becoming all too common. It's not just about land, it's about history, community, and the future of British farming. So, what happens if this tax stays in place? 1. Thousands of family farms sold off. 2. Increased food prices due to decreased domestic production. 3. Rural communities devastated by job losses and economic downturn. And let's not forget, once farmland is sold, it's often bought by developers, paving the way for housing estates instead of crops. We can't stand by and watch this happen. If you believe in protecting our farmers and our food supply, here's what you can do. 1. Sign the petition. Join the 150,000 voices demanding change. 2. Contact your MP. Let them know where you stand. 3. Share this video. Spread the word and raise awareness. This isn't just about taxes, it's about fairness, transparency, and standing up for the people who feed our nation. The Labour government made a choice, but it's not too late to reverse it. With enough public pressure, policies can change. Do you think the government will backtrack on this disastrous tax? Or will they continue to ignore the voices of rural Britain? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth coverage of issues that matter. Together, we can hold power to account and fight for a fairer, more transparent government.